Have you ever dreamt of sharing your knowledge, passions, or interview skills with a global audience? Podcasts are a fantastic way to do just that. They're a powerful and versatile medium that allows you to connect with listeners on a deeper level than traditional media. However, getting started can be a challenge. Fortunately, this blog will tell you everything you need to know to launch your podcast. So grab your headphones, unleash your inner podcaster, and let's get started. Find your niche. The heart of a successful podcast lies in a well-defined niche. Your specific podcast topics or theme is what carves out your space in the vast podcasting landscape, attracting a dedicated audience eager for your unique perspective. Here's how you can discover your podcast niche and develop a show that resonates. 1. Unleash your inner expert. Passion is power. Dive deep into what ignites your curiosity. What topics can you talk about for hours without losing steam? Is it the intricacies of ancient philosophy, the thrill of woodworking, or the latest trends in sustainable fashion? Your enthusiasm will translate into engaging content that listeners can connect with. Knowledge is confidence. Think about the skills and knowledge you possess. Are you a whiz at baking the perfect souffle? Do you have a knack for analyzing historical events? Perhaps you're a coding guru or a meditation master. Share your expertise and empower listeners to learn and grow alongside you. 2. Know your audience. Know your success. Target the right listeners. Who are you hoping to reach with your podcast? Imagine your ideal listener. What are their interests, challenges, and aspirations? Tailoring your content to their specific needs builds a strong connection and fosters a loyal following. Needs drive engagement. What problems can your podcast solve for your audience? Do you offer practical advice on DIY home repairs? Can you help listeners navigate the complexities of personal finance? Understanding their needs allows you to craft content that provides value and keeps them returning for more. 3. Analyze the podcast landscape. Learn from the best and the rest. Research existing podcasts in your chosen niche. Take note of their format, content style, and what resonates with their audience. Analyze their strengths and weaknesses to identify potential gaps you can fill. Stand out from the crowd. Can you offer a fresh perspective, a unique interview style, or a specific focus within a broader niche? Don't be afraid to carve your own path while learning from the successes and pitfalls of others. 4. Find your format. Solo star or dynamic duo. Will you be the sole host, captivating listeners with your insights? Or will you co-host with a partner, offering a dynamic interplay of perspectives? Interview powerhouse or narrative journey? Do you envision a show centered around insightful interviews with interesting guests? Or perhaps a narrative-driven format where you weave captivating stories and information? Choosing the right format depends on your strengths, preferences, and the overall concept of your podcast. By considering these factors, you'll be well on your way to discovering a niche that allows you to shine and connect with a dedicated audience. Craft a compelling podcast concept. With your niche firmly established, it's time to refine your concept and mold it into a captivating podcast that listeners will crave. Here are some key ingredients to consider. 1. The power of the perfect title. Your title is the first impression. You're the hook that draws listeners in. It should be memorable. Aim for a title that sticks in listeners' minds long after they hear it. Opt for something catchy and unique, avoiding overly generic titles. Informative. Give listeners a clear idea of your show's content. The title should reflect your niche and the value you offer. Relevant. Ensure your title accurately represents your podcast's theme. Don't mislead listeners with a title that doesn't align with your content. 2. Define your podcast's purpose. What unique value will your show offer to listeners? Are you aiming to educate? Equip listeners with new knowledge and skills in your chosen niche. Entertain. Provide lighthearted content, humor, and engaging stories to keep listeners hooked. Inspire. Motivate listeners with thought-provoking discussions and personal growth strategies. Knowing your purpose helps you tailor your content and attract the audience seeking the specific value you offer. 3. Build a consistent structure. Structure provides a framework for your episodes, ensuring a smooth flow and listener engagement. Consider incorporating elements like intro-outro segments. Create a recognizable intro and outro to brand your podcast and frame each episode. Guest interviews feature engaging interviews with experts or personalities in your niche. Listener Q&A dedicate segments to address listener questions and foster audience interaction. Discussion points outline specific discussion points within each episode to guide your content and maintain focus. 4. Find the sweet spot for episode length. Attention spans vary, so consider how long you can realistically hold your audience captive. Popular episode lengths range short and sweet, 15 to 30 minutes, ideal for quick bursts of information or lighthearted entertainment. In-depth exploration, 45 to 60 minutes. Perfect for deeper dives into complex topics or insightful interviews. Long-form discussions, over 1 hour, suited for narrative-driven podcasts or shows with multiple guests. Ultimately, your episode length should be determined by the content itself and your ability to keep listeners engaged throughout. By focusing on these key elements, you can craft a compelling podcast concept that captures attention, delivers value, and leaves listeners wanting more. Prepare for production now that your concept is locked and loaded, and now it's time to translate those ideas into high-quality audio. Here's a rundown of the essential equipment and software to kickstart your podcasting journey. 1. Your voice deserves the best, the microphone. The microphone is the workhorse of your podcast, capturing your voice and ensuring crystal clear audio for your listeners. Here are 2 popular options to consider. USB microphones. These user-friendly mics are perfect for beginners. They offer a simple plug-and-play setup connecting directly to your computer's USB port. Popular USB microphones include the Blue Snowball and the Rode NT USB Mini. XLR microphones. For a more professional sound and greater control, XLR microphones are the way to go. However, they require an additional audio interface to connect to your computer. If you plan on venturing into the world of XLR mics, consider the Shure SM58 or the Audio-Technica ATR 2100X. Number 2. Hearing is believing. Studio headphones. Studio headphones are essential for monitoring your audio quality during recording and editing. They allow you to hear even minor imperfections and ensure you're capturing your voice at optimal levels. Look for closed-back headphones that block out external noise, such as the Audio-Technica M50X or the Sony MDR7506. 3. Software savvy. Editing and recording tools. Audio editing software is your command center for transforming raw recordings into polished episodes. Several free and paid options are available, catering to different needs and experience levels. Here are a few popular choices. Audacity, a free, open-source software perfect for beginners. It offers basic editing tools and recording capabilities. GarageBand Mac, free for Apple users, GarageBand boasts a user-friendly interface with a surprising amount of editing power. Adobe Audition, an industry-standard software offering a comprehensive suite of editing and mixing tools for a more professional workflow. However, it comes with a subscription fee. 4. The brains of the operation, your computer. Most modern laptops or desktop computers will suffice for recording and editing your podcast. Ensure your computer has enough storage space to hold your audio files and editing software. If you plan on editing complex projects with multiple audio tracks, consider a computer with robust processing power. Remember, you don't need to break the bank to get started. Invest in high-quality core equipment like a good microphone and headphones, and you can always upgrade your software as your podcasting skills evolve. With the right gear and a dash of creativity, you'll be well on your way to producing a podcast that sounds professional and captures the attention of your audience. Develop engaging content. The magic of podcasting lies in captivating content that keeps listeners glued to their earbuds, eagerly awaiting your next episode. Here are some key strategies to transform your well-defined concept into episodes that resonate and leave your audience wanting more. 1. Plan episode outlines. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Episode outlines are your roadmap to success, ensuring your content flows smoothly and stays focused. Here's what to consider, including key points. Identify the main takeaways you want listeners to glean from each episode. Talking points for interviews. For interview-based episodes, brainstorm potential discussion topics and questions to guide the conversation. Segues and transitions. Plan smooth transitions between different segments of your episode, like introductions, interview breaks, and commercial breaks, if applicable. 2. Craft a compelling script. Scripts don't have to be rigid, word-for-word recitations. Instead, use them as a springboard to keep your content on track and ensure you cover all the important points. Here's the key: structured flexibility. Think of your script as a detailed outline with bullet points and talking points. This keeps your content focused while allowing for a natural conversational flow. It more relatable. 3. The power of storytelling. Humans are wired for stories. Weaving stories and anecdotes into your podcast can make your content more engaging and memorable. Here's how. Real-life examples. Use real-life examples and case studies to illustrate your points and connect with your audience on a deeper level. Personal narratives. Share your own experiences and challenges related to your topic. Vulnerability can foster connection and make your content more relatable. Historical context. For historical topics, paint a picture with vivid details and anecdotes that bring the past to life for your listeners. 4. Research is key. For interview-based episodes, thorough research is paramount. Here's why. Informed questions. Dive deep into your guest's background and expertise. This allows you to ask insightful questions that spark engaging conversations. Anticipate responses. Consider potential answers to your questions and formulate follow-ups to keep the conversation flowing naturally. Tailored approach. Adapt your questions and discussion points to each guest's unique expertise, ensuring a fresh and dynamic interview experience for listeners. By implementing these strategies, you'll develop engaging content that keeps your audience hooked and fuels the growth of your podcast. Remember, your passion and expertise, combined with the power of storytelling, planning, and research, will be the recipe for captivating podcast episodes. Record your podcast. It's time to hit record and bring your podcast to life. Here are some key tips to ensure a smooth, professional-sounding recording experience. 1. Find your recording space. Background noise is the enemy of clear audio. Choose a quiet recording space, free from distractions like traffic, humming appliances, or chatty roommates. Consider investing in soundproofing materials like acoustic panels or sound blankets if necessary. 2. Test recording. Before diving into your official recording, take a few minutes for a test run. This allows you to check audio levels. Ensure your microphone is capturing your voice at the optimal level, avoiding distortion or low volume. Identify technical glitches. Iron out any technical kinks with your recording software or equipment before hitting record on your final episode. Practice makes perfect. Use the test recording as a warm-up to refine your delivery and identify areas where you might need to adjust your pace or pronunciation. 3. Speak with confidence. Enunciation is key. Speak clearly and deliberately, enunciating your words for optimal audio quality. Vary your vocal tone throughout the recording to keep listeners engaged. Avoid monotone delivery, which can lull listeners to sleep, not the intended outcome. 4. Embrace your conversational style. While professionalism is important, don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Infuse your recording with your natural energy and conversational style. This creates a more engaging listening experience and allows your audience to connect with you on a deeper level. Remember, the recording process should be enjoyable. Relax, have fun, and let your passion for your topic come through in your voice. By following these tips, you'll capture high-quality audio that sets the stage for a captivating podcast episode. Edit and polish. The recording is complete, but the magic truly happens in the editing room. Here's where you transform your raw audio into a polished and professional final product. 1. Silence background noise. Editing software is your weapon against background noise. Tools like noise reduction can eliminate unwanted sounds like clicks, pops, hums, and even low-level background rumble. This ensures your voice takes center stage, delivering crystal clear audio for your listeners. 2. Branding with sound. Strategic use of audio elements can elevate your podcast to a whole new level. Consider incorporating intro and outro. Music. Create a recognizable intro and outro with music that reflects the mood and style of your podcast. This bookends your episode and contributes to your overall brand identity. Sound effects. Subtle sound effects can enhance storytelling and add a layer of polish. Use them sparingly to avoid overwhelming listeners, but strategically placed sound effects can punctuate jokes, transitions, or key points in your narrative. 3. Level up your audio. Listeners deserve a consistent listening experience. Editing tools allow you to normalize audio levels, ensuring your voice maintains a consistent volume throughout the episode. This eliminates any jarring fluctuations and makes for a more pleasant listening experience. 4. Edit out mistakes. We all make mistakes. Editing allows you to remove unwanted coughs, stumbles, or awkward pauses. However, don't edit so heavily that you remove the natural flow of your conversation. Aim for a balance between polish and authenticity. 5. Add polish. Seamless transitions between segments, interviews, or commercial breaks, if applicable, keep your podcast flowing smoothly. Editing software allows you to add these transitions for a professional touch. By following these editing tips, you'll transform your raw recordings into a polished masterpiece that sounds professional and keeps your listeners engaged from start to finish. Remember, editing is an art form, so experiment with different techniques and find what works best for your podcast's unique style. Want to launch a podcast but feeling overwhelmed? Aspiration Marketing can help you turn your passions into a thriving podcast. Learn more and take control of your audio empire today. Adding personality. Infuse your script with your unique voice and style. Jokes, anecdotes, and personal stories can breathe life into your content and make